Last season, Navarro College knocked off the Eastern Florida State College women's soccer team in the first round of the national tournament on their home field. Tonight, the Titans seek to avenge that loss and keep their undefeated season intact. It's a battle of top 10 powers. The number 8 Bulldogs and number 6 Titans next. Live from Melbourne, this is Eastern Florida State College Soccer on WEFS TV. Tonight, the Titans taking on the Navarro Bulldogs. Good evening and welcome from the Titans Soccer Complex. I'm Jeff Radcliffe. Thanks for joining us for another telecast of Titans Soccer. Joined once again by a veteran of Major League Soccer and Liga MX, Eddie Rodriguez. And tonight, two teams that are in different states, one in Texas, one in Florida, but they do have quite a history.
And two teams that match each other well. As you mentioned, the Bulldogs were in the winning column last year when they knocked down the Eastern Florida State. So, of course, they're looking for a little payback here. However, you know, they're going to match up on the field. A little different formations, but we're looking forward to this matchup.
Navarro is led by Trudy Carter. She's wearing number 18. She's a member of the U20 national team of Jamaica.
And she does have plenty of goals. She scored 12 goals. And as you mentioned, that international experience is going to be critical in this match.
Eastern Florida State College should be led by their central midfielder, Jamie Perriello. She's a reigning All-American at the JUCO level.
And Jamie Perriello, Jeff, you know what she does? She controls that center mid, an All-American, but defensively what she does, she cleans that area, and offensively she comes out of the back. Look for her to be that catalyst for this Eastern Florida coming out of the back.
She's got 4 goals and assists on the season. Let's meet the rest of the starting 11s. First for Eastern Florida on your left, pay attention to Abby Camargo. She's got 4 goals, 9 assists, 1 more. She will have the school record. And on the other side, and a 3-5-2 formation, the Bulldogs looked at number 25, the central defender, Morgan Nutley, who's also very good in the air. There are coaches. Jeff Carr, now in his 5th season. He's got his Titans at 5-0. On the right is Debbie Bonner, also the assistant athletic director there at Navarro. She just got her master's degree from Texas A&M. They are 6-3-1 coming in. Our refereeing crew is a good one. Jonathan Quinter will head things up. He'll be assisted by Monsef Hadiji and Javier Castano. So on our left will be the visiting Navarro College Bulldogs in their traveling red. Home side Titans wearing the white with the blue shorts.
Talking about matchups on paper, Jeff, of course, Navarro College, we see them right off the bat coming with 3-5-2. We spoke to the coaching staff earlier before the game and said, well, we don't know how we're coming out. We do know that we're going to play a very good Eastern Florida team, and they come up with a typical 4-2-3-1. They can switch it up. They can play the diamond in the middle. But look for Navarro to use the outside width to try to get to the end line and cross on balls early in this game.
Helen Ramsey will be at that point spot, the target forward for Coach Jeff Carr. She's got 4 goals and an assist. Eastern Florida State College trying to keep an unbeaten run. They're 5-0 coming in. And, of course, this one out of conference, obviously playing a team from Texas, but they win their next one, they win their conference.
And it's important for them to win here at home. Of course, playing a good, solid Texas team.
Navarro from Corsicana, Texas. That's about 50 miles south of Dallas. This geography lesson brought to you by Jeff and Eddie.
And right off the bat, we see this Eastern Florida coming out of the back with the ball under control.
Oh, nearly turned over there by Amanda Olson, and it is. So Ramsey will have it along the right side. We'll cut it back to her other foot and wait for the support to come. There it is, top of the 18. And knocked away by Morgan Nutley, who we just talked about in her open, who used her physicality to take that one away. It'll be a throw-in for Eastern Florida State College.
And that's a good point. You bring up physicality. Speaking to the coaching staff from Texas, they're saying we're used to playing in a conference where it's almost like playing a men's league on Sundays, right? Where tackles just happen everywhere on the field, and we're kind of a little bit knackered. Nevertheless, they come here with not a full squad, but they're trying to get a result here in this great facility at Eastern Florida.
Henson's pass is intercepted, but comes back over the halfway line, now along that right side. That's where the Titans will attack. Good patience shown, sliding in. And the red-clad Bulldogs will have it and look to make the switch here. Here it comes.
That's a great ball out wide for Courtney Mounts, who traps the ball, lays it up for the fullback. And watch how composed this Texas team out of the back. They want to do the same thing. They know they can play technically and tactically with this Eastern Florida team, and they're going to do that. They're going to try to look for spaces behind the defense, and of course, with the 3 Jamaican players as we see them
There's one of them, Trudy Carter, right there with a little spin cycle move as she's more of in a withdrawn role at the moment.
Well, we know her, that forward, but you're right. She's going to come back, get the ball, and what happens is when you're truly marked, when you're that marked player because everybody knows you're going to score goals, she needs to come out and get the ball a little bit. The only problem with that is the farther you are away from that goal, it's going to be harder for her to score. However, I'm pretty sure she's going to find a way to get some shots off.
Has 12 goals this season. That is half of her team's total of 24. So you shut her down, you shut down the Bulldogs. Again, 2 Jamaican youth national teamers on. Janice Foster, number 26 in the midfield, another player to watch.
And I'm sure that's something Jeff Carr, has been thinking about all week. How are you going to shut her down? 2 ways you can do it, Jeff. You either cut the pass or you double team the player.
Comes back to the keeper the first time. It's Kenia Medina wearing 00.
He might sound great in theory, but if not, you can ask Messi a lot of the times, right?
Yeah.
Double, triple team and still doesn't work.
Possession for the Bulldogs, again coming in 6-3-1. They've lost their last 2. Thought they had snapped that losing streak last night against Polk State, but they were 10 seconds short of it being an official game when the weather stopped it. So they were leading 2-0 at the time and got nothing to show for it.
And let me tell you, Debbie, the coach, was not happy about it. She said, we clearly had the better of that game. We're up 2-0 with 10 seconds. That would have made it, regulation after that. And of course, we had this, lightning delayed here. And of course, they weren't able to come back and play. However, the team is playing much better.
Gutierrez will ping it forward. Taken away by Solis, the central defender, sophomore.
Solis
Sophomore
making a good
starting
run
lineup.
out of the back. Yeah, just a long 40-yard run. There she goes, 1-2s into the box.
Solis out of Orlando University High. Still has it and will take it into the 18. Will be Washaba.
Great effort by Kyla Washaba making a diagonal run into the box. Doesn't quite get enough to cross the ball, but nevertheless, that's a good penetrating run, and that's what you want out of your, midfielder, especially out wide.
Up and down action continues. Running onto the ball here is Tiffany Robinson. She'll hold it up. Defense closes in as Melina Prado has it. To make the switch top of the box, they were looking for Trudy there, and there were 3 white shirts around her to make sure she didn't receive the pass.
The Titans staying nice and compact out of the back. We see them playing with only 1 forward. And for the Bulldogs, they're playing 3 in the back. Composed as well. They try to bring the ball out of the back. Both teams are, pretty technical, trying to build something out of the back.
Foster sent it forward. Now we'll work that right wing. That ball's not going to quite get to Courtney Mounts quick enough.
Robinson to Mounts. She tried to cross the ball. Doesn't quite get enough of that.
Henson started the attack out of the back. Now it's Ramsey. Back to Cassidy Davis. And now at the halfway line is Perriello. We talked about in our opening segment. Ball rolling a little slow here this evening. A lot of rain here in Central Florida.
Well, and of
26
course,
straight days we've had rain.
You and I have no strangers to this facility, to this field. We got a chance to do the high school games, and we know that this field is 80 yards wide by 120. So some of these teams are not used to playing this big field dimension. So I think fitness is going to play a role into this. As you mentioned, the field is a little bit wet still, saggy. So fitness is definitely going to play a factor in this game.
Sent forward, and the touch was made by Foster. And we'll bounce all the way to Medina in goal. She's played in 10 games, has allowed 16 to get past her. Goals against average of 1.57, has 2 shutouts to her credit. Only goalie on the roster, or at least that's played.
Titans coming out of the back with the ball under control. Perrielli plays the ball on the ground. Ramsey.
Camargo sent that one forward. Now Mounts try to mount an attack from the right wing. Numbers back defensively for the Titans.
We're starting to see now, Jeff, see the difference in between that center mid. Now you're starting to see those gaps because the game is going back and forth, back and forth. So what that's going to do is going to create space in the middle, and now both sides, both midfielders from both teams are going to have a little more time on the ball at center mid, so they need to keep the ball, go side to side before they go forward.
Rolls into touch. It'll be a deep throw from the visitors. Navarro College Bulldogs, again, like you mentioned in the open, Eddie, the national tournament began last year with a Navarro College victory over Eastern Florida State College, and you know, head coach Jeff Carr has preached to his girls all week that we don't want to have that feeling again. Let's take care of business tonight. As Ramsey dribbling in between 4 defenders, needs some help to come in. She'll send it across, and not a bad effort.
Gets a job off. You're right, and that's the only disadvantage playing with one forward. You know, as the Titans are doing that, for Ramsey to come and check to the ball, when she turns, if the outside midfielders are running forward, she's going to have her hands full with 2 or 3 defenders that she's going to have to beat.
Helen Ramsey, the freshman. Sent across the back post, and it will go out. Should be a goal kick, and it is.
Good idea by Ramsey, gets a hold of that one. Unfortunately, nobody from the Titans in the middle, in the box rather. So midfielders, if you're gonna play in this system, you have to go up and down, especially out wide. Any system that you implement, you're giving up something. Navarro College, of course, playing 3 in the back. They're gonna give you the outsides, but you have to take them if you're Eastern Florida. If you keep your 2 outside midfielders tucked in, then you're not really taking advantage of what they're giving you tactically.
Abby Camargo stepped in front. Here comes the attack now, as Washaba will circle back. Here's Camargo, one of the fabulous Camargo sisters, both freshmen. Of course, Bree still nursing that broken foot. Hopefully get her back in the lineup shortly. And along the right side, the attack will come again. And a corner kick, first of the night for the Titans.
That's a great 1-2 going down the line, you know, between the Camargo and Davis. 1-2, Davis gets to the end line and tries to cross the ball. It goes for a corner kick, the first one of this game for this Titan team. And this is when you need to send numbers up.
Well, generally, Perriello and Camargo will take the kicks. In this case, it's going to be Davis. Davis will tee it up with her right. They'll play it short. Camargo will dribble along the line, and it will be a goal kick for Navarro College. It's an interesting dichotomy between these two. Navarro College is basically exclusively a sophomore team. On the other side, Eastern Florida just 1 sophomore in that starting 11.
And of course, you and I talked about how hard it is for a community college. You know, when you have players, you only have them for 1-2 years. Now, for Navarro, having the majority of the players being sophomores, this is it for them. They have to get a result. They have to go deep in the tournament. And of course, if you're on the other side with Eastern Florida, you're building, right? You have majority freshmen, hoping to get more players for next year and then make a run at it. Although a lot of the times freshmen, because they're inexperienced, they shock you and they go all the way.
Throw comes from Evans. It's Shelby Evans. Will be just sent away. Let's be safe, says Mariah Lewis. It'll be another throw for Navarro.
Very disciplined, this Eastern Florida team, especially out of the back. They play with a semi-flat back forward, but we see how disciplined they are. Now we see them pushing the line to the 18, and everybody pushes. That's a good tactical team. You can tell they're well coached.
Nicely
Very
done.
disciplined team. Yeah.
Perriello stepped in front. The searching ball did not find its target. Stuck on that left side of the field as they try to go right up the gut on a little one-on-one. Well, give and go did not work out. It will be Eastern Florida. No, it will be Navarro College ball on the throw-in.
And Davis made a great recovery run just to cover that. She was beat. She didn't have the angle, but she did a good job just closing the gap. She won the ball, kicked it out of bounds, but at least the ball's out of danger, so throw in for Navarro College.
Olsen throws it. And taken away by Camargo. Excuse me, Davis. No, it was Camargo, number 9. Now on the left, she's got Helen Ramsey, the freshman, trying to get that corner. working hard against Gutierrez. Gutierrez goes to the turf, and it's a corner kick.
Look at the difference, between Gutierrez, of course, and Helen Ramsey. Just as Ramsey was trying to get that outside edge with it outside of her right foot, try to get that angle, but Gutierrez did a good job standing her ground, forcing the corner kick. I think that's Camargo.
Yep.
Abby to take the corner kick, in-swinger.
Abby, who played on this field in the state championship game last year for Ocala Trinity Catholic. They looked to go back-to-back, couldn't quite complete the double, and it's over. A shot and a score on a shot from distance for Arnella Kordick.
Kordick just gets a hold of that one, hits the ball with the outside of her left foot, and just watch how the ball dips to the far post. Nothing Kenya Medina could do. She kind of misjudges the ball a little bit, but what a strike, to have the ability. Watch this, she takes a good touch, the bounce, tees it up, just lets it go with the outside of her left foot, and the ball just dips to the far post. And great strike for Kordick. And that's why you want to send your fullbacks forward.
Kordick's first goal of the season to go with the 1 assist, so now on 3 points as the left back out of Jacksonville planted that brace foot and let it fly.
Tremendous finish, and here we see her again with that confidence. She's going to go up the line, takes a touch.
Send it back, plays with Washabaugh. Throw in to Navarro, trail and chase at 1-0 game.
Jeff, I just finished saying that, your fullbacks, your outside mids have to go up, and she does that. It was almost like she heard me, but, the strike of that, the finish, just classical, great finish.
Looked up and saw that Medina was way off her line. Give it a try, you never know. Lewis in the center gets bumped off. It will come all the way back to Solis. Another nice thing about this Titans team and this program in general, everybody but 2 of the keepers from the Sunshine State, from the state of Florida. A lot of those kids, local kids from Brevard County.
Right.
8 players on the roster played high school soccer in the Cape Coast Conference.
Yeah, a lot of these kids play high school either together or against each other here in the area.
Washabaugh,
that's a good hit.
Boy, right at Medina. So we'll try it once.
Well,
It fooled her. That time it did not.
Kayla said, you know what, let me try it. It might work. It worked for Kordick. You never know. She actually made really good contact with the ball. The ball dipped.
Washabaugh, a freshman out of Palm Bay, Coach Carr told me she'll shoot from anywhere. She certainly did there.
Very composed. This Titans team coming out of the back. Lewis on the ball. But Davis.
Cassidy Davis along that right side. At 4-2-3-1 with Washabaugh on the other, Camargo in the middle. And now it's turned over. Melina Prado with some real estate to work with. We'll try to send it over the top looking for Trudy Carter. It won't get there.
And that's what Trudy's going to see for the rest of the game. A very solid Titan team composed in the back with numbers up. So if she's going to try to penetrate that, she's going to have to do some of her magic to add up to those 12 goals she has this far in the season.
Foster will shield it off or not. Cannot do so. Washabaugh wins it along the touchline. A push, and it comes back to the Bulldogs.
Referee with a little bit of a late call. Pushing back and forth. He missed the first one. As we see a couple of substitutions ready for this Navarro Bulldog team. And as I mentioned, fitness is going to play a part in this game. We can see how they're going back and forth. It's a big field.
A lot of water vapor in the air, nice and humid. Suck it right out of you. Touch made by Foster and concedes a throw.
Although this team, as you mentioned, 50 miles south of Dallas, they have to get used to they have about the same humidity in Dallas as we do here in Florida. So no strangers to the heat.
Washabaugh try to get the corner. Waits for some help. Kordick is there. The ball won by Foster. And now they'll try to break out. Prado turns it right back over.
Hanson, good job stealing the ball and keeping it.
Kayla
And
Henson.
she loses it again.
holding mid out of Satellite Beach. Nice turn made. In Prado, right side. Ane Vargas, one of the players that checked in along the right, offers a little more speed from the right back spot. He will dribble in and then cannot hit the overlapping player on the right side.
And here comes a counter. Washaba loses the ball.
And set it right back into space where Foster was waiting.
And look at that flat back four right now. Just completely great composure. The spacing is there.
Helen Ramsey will take a touch. He bumped off the ball and has it taken away. Nice job by Amanda Olson. Stepped up and took it.
Good switch by Prado.
Again, a little push there, Robinson. And out for a throw. Bulldogs again trailing here with coming up on 27 minutes to play in this first half. Goal was scored by Arnella Kordich, her first of the season.
Well, I'll tell you what, it came out at the right time against the right team because they needed that.
Kordich really the only truly left-footed player on the team, according to Jeff Carr.
As opposed to the guys who have like 26 left-footed players in the on the guys team here. I think I counted 7 the other day in one game.
Oh, ghost defender center to the turf.
Sniper / turf monster. Tiffany Robinson trying to go that, and you know really what happened is she tried to use her right foot where she was standing on the left. So once you cross your body, you step on the ball. It's very difficult to, as we see her there. That's my point exactly. She pulled the ball back to her right rather than just strike the ball with the left. We teach at the youth level. If the ball goes to your left, use your left foot.
A little less work.
Absolutely.
1-0 our score. Solis trying to build from the back. Dangerous ball there. Switch it back.
Switch, good job. Delgado with the ball. And of course, Kordic wide open. Kordic up one more. Washaba making a run down the line.
Kordic, great through pass. One touch coming out to Washaba. It stood up quickly. It'll come back to Kordic. Switch it. 15 yards outside of the 18-yard area, running on now Henson. Using the body to ward off the defender and Yamile Bravo.
As you see this Titan team now taking care of the space and the time. They went from one side to the field to the other just by keeping possession, and that's exactly what they need to do. They have the score right now. They have a little bit of the time, but they need to establish their game out of the back, using the outside, using the width, and not giving up the ball going forward.
Speedy Kiana Hamilton into the game for head coach Jeff Carr. You see him now. Entered the season with 44 wins. Add 5 to that. 49 now, born out of Toronto, Canada. Attended Spring Harbor College in Michigan, and then got his master's at Baylor as the club coach. While he was there, turn inside the 18 as Ramsey will run for it. All the way back out to Bravo.
And one of the good things about Helen Ramsey is that she posts up really well. She uses her size. She knows how to turn. And she was trying to hit that ball across as we see the counterattack right here. And who else? Trudy Carter. Dangerous on the ball. Look at her speed. Change of speed is there.
It's back. A shot is deflected at the last second. Best chance of the night so far for Navarro.
Foster losing the ball.
Greenow now. A nice back heel by Carter. Inside the 18, player goes down. That was Bravo.
Yeah, I don't think Bravo's going to get the call. I think Lewis got a little bit tangled up with her, and
well, she'll get the corner kick.
Yeah, but not the penalty kick. You don't want to give that one up right there. Crucial time. 23 minutes left in this half.
No time to sleep, as it will be teed up by Prado, sophomore. He's got 4 assists. Let's see if she can get one on a corner. Ball in the air, comes out. Great attempt. Like Robinson had a shot at it.
Titans not quite able to get rid of the ball, clean the ball out of the back. And right away, keeper has the ball, fullbacks open up, and look what that does. It gives you the whole left lane right here open as Delgado comes out of the back. Kordic waiting.
Touch made by Stephanie Martin, who's recently checked in.
Martin checked in.
Rolls into Henson, and the switch is made. And he'll have to keep it there for the moment.
And Martin brings a different dynamic. She's another, out wide left-footed player who just, her ability to pick up the speed out of the back. We see her tracking back right here from 18 to 18.
Cleared off the line. Again, it's Shanice Foster. She'll go from distance over the top and missed it by a couple of feet. Not a bad effort.
Not at all. Good strike, good idea from about 30 out. And of course, goalkeeper has the advantage being that far, but it's a good strike.
4 goals to go with 5 assists so far this year. That's good for second on the team behind Trudy Carter. Ball forward into space and taken away by Vargas. There's the turn. Boy, Bravo has been very active. She'll send it on frame, and Holmes is right there and will make the distribution out to her left. High pressure coming from Navarro now to force the issue, get a cheap goal perhaps.
Yeah, and that's dangerous zone right there. You have to make sure that if you're going to keep the ball, you're not going to lose it. If not, just clear it. Do not get in trouble coming out of the back. That's not a place or a spot where you can afford to lose the ball.
Seen a change in the direction of play since some of these subs have come on. Now it'll be Kiana. Send it into the box, right into the hands of Medina.
And that's a good point you bring up. How much of the level drops when you bring sub players? And of course, the trend to when you know a good team is when you bring players off the bench and nothing happens. The level stays the way they should be. Everybody has a role and everybody should know their role. And of course, as some of these players start to get fatigued in this big field,
here they
see
come.
this counter.
Carter couldn't keep it on her foot.
And you can tell Foster was going in a hurry, making that diagonal run. Those two together, they're definitely a dangerous pair right there. So you got to keep your eye on them. You got to keep them close to you.
Carter back. Composure shown by Navarro. Time nearly turned over. Prado will keep it. Right at the top, player down is Trudy Carter, and earns a free kick from a dangerous spot here. Mike's picked up the whale as she went down.
Hanson tried to step up just a little bit too late, and of course, Trudy Carter, just a true athlete. She kind of jumped out of the way. She got clipped a little bit, sold the other half. Nevertheless, she's got a free kick on top of the box. Dangerous spot.
Prado.
Of course, where's Beckham when you need him, right?
Yeah.
Top of the box.
Sophomore Melina Prado will approach here. The wall set up in front of the keeper, Asmara Holmes. So 5-man wall. Prado will send it up over the top, and it didn't harm anybody.
Prado was
tough to get the ball up and down from that spot.
Well, she was in between two spots, whether she was trying to go up and down the wall or she was trying to put some power into it. She ended up doing a little bit of both, and it doesn't work that way. Either you put spin on the ball, make it drop, or you're just going to put your head down and just try to
drill it,
lace them up and drill it to go through the wall, but you cannot do both. There's not enough space or distance between the ball and the goal for it to drop down that quick. So look at this left foot side. This left side is wide open. So we see Kordic going to get the ball. Delgado and Kordic by themselves.
Delgado will take the space gladly. Central defender looks behind to see what she's got. Back to Kordic. coached by Solis to send it back.
Ooh,
Nice
that's
move.
a dangerous move.
Kept it on her feet as the pressure comes. Navarro sending those numbers forward. Now they keep it in the middle of the park. Cannot there as Perriello loses it. But now back to Henson. She was able to recover. Sun shining here in Melbourne now as the sun going down behind us. Stephanie Martin. Stephanie all 4'11".
And very active since she came in. Cordy on the ball, the goal scorer.
And ball played into space. Nobody can get there. Henson was closest. Prado.
Prado's done a good job for this Navarro College team. She's that, connector for this defensive center mid, and going forward, she's always trying to look for Trudy.
Trudy's got the ball now. Nice tackle made.
Camargo with a great
came back
tackle.
and got it. Now on the break. Oh, reach on. Reach in, can't get it. And the numbers didn't move forward with her. Prado will speculate again. Now right side. Vargas. Dangerous
great
ball into the box and played right back to the keeper by Lewis.
Lewis gets it back, not intentional. She tried to clear the ball and it went straight to the goalkeeper's hand.
Navarro has settled things down a bit here since they allowed that first goal. Had some chances and some possession, of course. Under 17 minutes to go first half. Here's another substitution for Jeff Carr. Coming off is Perriello to get a breather.
Let me tell you, that's a player that gets a lot of running down in the middle of the field. A lot of the times you don't notice it because she's running defensively and she's running offensively as well when the team has the ball. So it's one of those positions where, you don't get a lot of recognition, but you're moving constantly. So your center mid and, of course, your outside players are the ones who need the sub, especially at wide first. It's usually the first substitution.
Kordich. Poked the ball through to her teammate. Lindo couldn't get there. Kordich retreats. Now Trudy Carter. Picked up by Nicole Broderick. Broderick also from Jamaica, just not a youth national teamer.
Now the whole Jamaica connection going. All three players in at once.
A good ball will be out for a goal kick as Carter was lurking. Mara Holmes, the freshman out of Silver Spring, Maryland. She calls herself an amazing joke teller. Fan of Gianluigi Buffon, a longtime Italian national goalkeeper, one of the best in the business.
One of the best ones, and still hanging on, playing the World Cup. And
he's about 60 years old now.
59 and change, but he's looking to break the Italian cap record established by an ex-teammate of mine, Roberto Donadoni, played for AC Milan. Great career. I think he only needs 4 or 5.
Back for another World Cup?
I think so. That guy's.
He could be coming to MLS.
He's got the motor of a 19-year-old on a 40-year-old body. I mean,
In the meantime, it's Camargo feeding it out wide to Kiana Hamilton, the speedster. Well, trying to ping one into the box. Comes right back to number 12. Inside, off the hands of Medina. She wraps it up with 15 minutes to play here in our opening half. 1-0 the score to the Titans. They're covering a lot of ground back there. Kayla Henson. Looks like she is in on every 50-50 ball. Hamilton learns the throw. See if the Titans can get another goal here before halftime, making things a little bit more comfortable for themselves.
That would be great for them if they could.
Right now the Bulldogs have had the better part of the run of play here in the last few minutes. Now over the top, they'll play direct. That's not going to bother anybody as Holmes has it.
And watch that left side open again.
distribution made.
Martin, Camargo in the middle.
Abbey looking ahead. Stops on a dime, gives the defender 9 cents change, and we move on.
And I tell you, I know Coach Carr's got to be missing the other component of the Camargo dynamic duo, because you and I saw it last year playing them in high school, and those two together, they're just a handful to mark. When you're worrying about one, the other one is doing the damage behind.
Lost to American Heritage Delray in penalty kicks, if you remember. Kept them from winning 2 straight state titles at the 2A level.
Good movement on and off the ball for this Eastern Florida Titan team. They're very composed out of the back, and I like that about them. Just, they don't panic, build out of the back. They know they have the time to have the scoreboard right now. And look at that, runs out of the back. Kordic with the ball.
Jeff Carr told me yesterday, we don't like to send it up on a goal kick, just send it a 50-50 ball in the center of the field. We're a lot more comfortable when we can just build that out of the back and we have control.
Well, of course, when you have, you know, the personnel to do that, when you have technical players and they stick to the tactical system that you're implemented, it's great to watch. And then we see them, when the play's not on like right now, they play the negative ball and they keep it, thereby forcing, you know, the other team, Navarro, just to come out and chase. And trust me, nobody likes to chase.
Kordic with that negative ball. Chased down by Delgado. Kordic again. Navarro locking things down defensively, but Martin has it now. She'll race to the corner, warded off by Gutierrez. And looked like it was off of a red jersey, but no,
it
says
was.
Jonathan Quinter.
Referee calls it the other way.
Saw what he saw. Here come 3 fresh subs for head coach Debbie Bonner. Likely play the balance of this first half with players they have in there. Oh, we were worried about rain.
No
It's
rain.
a beautiful night now.
There goes Trudy out of the back with the ball. Oh, nice penetrating run. Good
They're
ball
looking
into
for
the space.
Broderick. Oh,
Broderick just bringing it.
yeah.
And he comes, Camargo steals the ball.
Camargo now outright. This is Prado.
Davis taking somebody on in the box.
And out for a throw-in for Eastern Florida State College. So have it in the attacking third here. And we just saw Broderick, the freshman. He is a handful running at full speed.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, especially when the defender had the ball and she's coming straight at you. Just not enough, just get the ball out.
It's the throw to Ramsey. Searches to the top of the 18. There are just red jerseys in the vicinity. Coming back to get it. Again, Broderick.
She's just an athlete. She's all over the place.
Camargo got in the way of that pass. Nearly got that one as it crosses the halfway line now. Foster started it off. Now Broderick once again.
There's that 1-2. Trudy.
Comfortable on the ball. We'll send it to the back post. And Kordic got the header up. High ball handled by Holmes. Distribution made.
Good job coming out of the back, and her distribution's even better. Davies on the ball with plenty of royalty in front of her.
Cassidy, a little crossover. Send it back to the middle of the park. Now Camargo.
Is she another Melbourne graduate? Or am I thinking of the wrong one?
Which one?
Davis. Cassidy Davis. No.
Yeah. Cassidy Davis from Largo, went to Pinellas Park High School. 2 Pinellas Park alums, the other her sister.
Of course, Melbourne
Kaylee.
High School, no stranger of winning state titles in this area.
Back to back. Cassidy and Kaylee are the twins. Kaylee wears number 11, Cassidy number 8. And And you got the Camargo twins as well. Boy, how about the speed now shown by Trudy Carter? Defense gets back, she cut it across under that other foot, keeps her composure like a yo-yo on a string, and that time she loses it.
Great job with this Titan defense, and that's how you stop a player like that. Even though she has plenty of pace, you know, great technical ability, but you stack them up. So it's like stairs, one steps, one behind, and then you have two more behind after that. That's how you stop that. Great job, very disciplined, this Titan defense. Just excellent composure on and off the ball.
Olsen with it along the far touchline. Throw in to the Bulldogs. They trail 1-0 as we're down under 8 minutes to go in the opening half. It's a rematch of a game won by Navarro in the national tournament this year, last year on this field. Boy, they try that diagonal ball. Courtney Mounts was mounting an attack.
Davis.
Camargo. Center of the circle, we'll play it back. Right side, Mariah Lewis out of Vieira, right up the road. Throw into the Bulldogs, substitution coming on.
And Rosalina Lindo entered the game for this Eastern Florida. She was a player out wide here. Across the ball. Camargo.
Yeah, Rosalina. You see Coach Bonner looking straight into the sun. It's that time of night.
Rosalina winning the ball. Great.
Look over Ramsey.
First on to Ramsey, who turns.
Tries to settle. She'll shoot. Top corner and doesn't miss by much. Had Medina dive into her right just to be safe.
What a great strike. We talk about, you know, Helen Ramsey being that post-up forward. She doesn't mind checking to the ball. She does. Turns and just lets one go. And from where we're standing over here, it looked like it was going in.
6-foot freshman out of Port St. Lucie, Treasure Coast High School graduate. Coach Carr says, you'll see when we have to defend set pieces, I send her back.
Of course.
We'll use her as a center back. She plays that just as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, she knows how to use her physical attributes. She got a hold of that ball.
She was an American-style football player on the Treasure Coast High School football team, was the team's kicker, so doesn't mind bodying up. And
there you go.
I know kickers don't get a lot of credit, but you take the hits.
Well, no stranger of striking a ball, whether it's a football or a soccer ball. Here we see that ball by Lindo. She turns. Helen Ramsey turns right here. Her defender and just lets it go right there. Oh,
wow.
She didn't miss
Just
my bunch. But, you know, great technical ability, great strike. She definitely hit the ball the right way. Just wide a little bit.
Good job just to settle the ball down to get the shot off. Camargo gives chase. Right at the halfway line, here come the Bulldogs. Running through is Trudy. Giving it up to Foster. Trudy again.
Trudy trying to do one more. She tried to roll the ball and it kind of got away from her, but those 1-2s on top of the box are working for them. They just have to do it a little bit quicker. And of course, if you're that Titan defense, you need to step it up. You cannot let them turn right there on top of the box. You got to close the gap, close the space quicker. Whoever's closest to the ball needs to step up.
Trudy looking to make a run. She was calling for the ball, but the Bulldogs unable to do so because that defense was doing exactly what they needed to do to defend that. Throw up coming for London Gutierrez. Under 5 to go opening half. Broderick.
Go, go, go!
She'll make the turn, moving to her left, leaving it back.
Too much space are giving her. A player of that caliber, you cannot give her that much time, that much space on the ball.
Camargo will run on, nicely done by Ramsey to keep it alive. Camargo will have to retreat as it was taken away.
And these last 4 minutes, Jeff, are crucial for both teams. Of course, Navarro trying to get the equalizer, and if you're the Titans, you want to go into the half with a clean sheet.
Played back by the 29, Gabrielle Ashley, the sophomore.
We can hear the urgency of both teams, just very intense, screaming, wanting for the ball.
Abby Camargo. She's out behind. Somebody's got to tell her she's coming.
Somebody's got to tell her, yeah. And of course,
stolen away by Foster.
Rudy comes all the way back, Trudy rather, and a good defensive effort, winning the ball because they know they need to go forward. So they got to come get it, attack, and they have to start using the width of the field. We see number 10 on wide here, Courtney Mount, just by herself, and she never gets the ball.
Carter will play it back. Here's a shot on frame, and it's off the back fencing. So the Bulldogs continuing to press here for an equalizer as we draw near to the end of the first half. Showing the speed that they've got defensively, too, to recover, take them all away.
That's right. Very dynamic team, very athletic. And even when it comes on to chasing behind, that's when you have to use your athleticism to come back, win the ball, win those challenges, and then go forward.
So down the line, and that lone striker Ramsey will do a lot of work. Both back lines have played very well. Foster.
They have very composed on both sides. Of course, the goal for the Titans was a individual effort. Great strike.
Trudy Carter with some space, looking to close her down. Gets it right, a shot, big save made by Holmes.
I think that hit the post, but that's exactly why you cannot give her, that much time, Trudy Carter, because she can do that. She cleans the middle of the field. She goes around two players and just lets one go. Very, very lucky for this Titan defense, but, nevertheless, you cannot give her that much time. Look what she does. She takes her 1-2 players, lets it go. Oh, yeah, that's all bar.
Off the woodwork, yeah.
That is all post. As you can tell from that angle, the goalkeeper had nothing to do with that.
Great camera angle. The angle you and I, Eddie, were at, looked like the hand got there.
Yeah, and of course the sun as well a little bit from the angle that we had, but great job by our camera crew, giving us that clear view.
The 12th defender of the post.
And this is a bad place to give the ball away when you have Trudy to mark.
Carter looking for Broderick. Tell these Titan defenders are starting to get a little tired. Just need to make it into half. We're under a minute to go.
You're absolutely right. They're starting to get tired, so they get lackadaisical. They're not stepping up to their forward, so when the forward comes to collect the ball, they're giving them that 5-10 yards, as we see here on top of the box, and you cannot do that. A good player is going to go get the ball, is going to turn you around, as we see Trudy Carter almost capitalizing on that chance, and you must finish this half strong.
12 seconds to go. It's Foster trying to send it forward. We'll look ahead to see what she's got, and that should take care of the first half. Down to 2 seconds, 1, as it will be dribbled out by Cassidy Davis. And it ends in a 1-0 affair here at the half. Titans lead it over the Bulldogs. We'll be back in a bit on WEFS TV.
Recently, the Eastern Florida State College women's basketball team held their 2014-15 Media Day. For Coach Jim Grimes and the Women's Titans, a new season brings new hope for both returning players and new recruits alike.
Well, we preach 4 things in our process: being tough, playing hard, playing smart, and playing together. We talk about doing those 4 things, playing those 4 traits out on the court and off the court. So I was able to see a maturation with the team last year, and they learned. It was hard, and they went through some adversity, but I feel like when you can go through adversity and you can survive it, you can learn from it, that you come out on the other end stronger, and I think that's what we saw at the end of last season.
I'm known as the shooter. Everybody knows that. A lot in the game, once they know that I'm the shooter, it's a lot easier to pass around to my other teammates because the attention's on me, so it opens up the floor for my teammates. And then once the attention goes back to my teammates, it's easier for me to get my shots again. Definitely last year it was more of a thing of pacing ourselves because we knew we had 40 minutes ahead of us, but this year we can play spurts of maybe 5 or 6 minutes and then have a whole fresh 5 come in, and that's also good for us to catch our breath and maybe look at the other team to see what we can do differently.
I think our team this year has bonded more and come together to where our games should be a lot more different. I think they're going to be a lot more exciting, seeing that we have more depth. Last year we didn't have as much depth, and it hurt us a little. But this year, now that we have depth, I think we will be able to run a lot harder, knowing that we have somebody to come in after us.
I think we're a fast team. We have some great point guards that can push the ball, and we have a great ball handling. We have a girl that can shoot from the half court, and she is shooting a free throw. We also have some 3 or more point guards that nobody can guard. And we also have 2 European players, so if you want to see and experience some European action, you can come watch us.
For upcoming games, check the college website. So come and support your Titans.
This year we're definitely going to be very fast-paced. We have a lot of talent coming from our freshmen, and with our returning sophomores, we have a lot of great shooters. It's going to be a lot more entertaining this year.
We're going to be high energy. We're going to be exciting. We got a lot of new players. We've got a lot of talent this year. I think people will be very surprised how the level of basketball that they'll see when they come out to Eastern Florida this year.
We're back at the Titans Soccer Complex in Melbourne. At the half, Eastern Florida State College, the Titans leading Navarro College, the Bulldogs 1-0, thanks to a goal from Arnella Kordic, the 32-minute mark to make it 1-0. Is Eastern Florida State College looking to go 6-0 on the season, but their work is going to be cut out for them in the second half because Navarro had plenty of opportunities in the last 20 minutes of that half, as you see Jeff Carr talking to his team. Let's take a look at that goal. Again, it came the 32-minute mark as the defender, the left back, Arnella Kordic out of Jacksonville, the freshman with her first goal of the season on the volley, just let her rip. You saw Camargo run away. Kordic, the left-footed shot that beat the keeper, Kenia Medina, the sophomore. See it one more time. Just teed it up and send it. And took advantage of Medina coming way off her line. Kordic, 1 goal now on the season, comes in this game. It goes with her assist. She now has 3 points on 4 shots. as Eastern Florida State College in control. Jeff Radcliffe alongside Eddie Rodriguez. What do you make from Eastern Florida in that first half? They had the momentum, they had the possession early, and then things started to change with perhaps some of the substitutions and then the speed that the Bulldogs had.
That's right. You know, at first they had that early goal, great finish, and as you mentioned, the tempo of the game changed a little bit with some of those subs. Nevertheless, they were able to manage the time and the flow of the play. They've been doing a little bit of a better job. Coming out of the back, we see that left side wide open, so far they're doing well. They just need to go forward a little bit more with numbers.
What does Jeff Carr, does he make any particular substitutions here in this second half to maybe stop those runs being made from some of those Jamaican internationals that they have?
Great point. So you need to close the lines. You need to tighten up the lines in the middle. You cannot have Trudy making those runs. You cannot have Broderick making those runs, especially 20-30. You cannot give him space, so you either cut the pass or you stagger the defenders. However, you have to come out the same way you came in the first half, tighten everything up. So defensively, as you mentioned, you need to take care of that. And offensively, you need to get some help out front to Helen Ramsey. She's by herself. And if you're going to have a big-time forward posting up, that's great and all. You got to have your outside backs giving you some width. You got to have some center mids making some penetrating runs because you got to get some shot offs. The 1-0 goal, it's not enough. As we saw, Trudy Carter almost capitalized, almost hit the equalizer. So at any given time, this Navarro College team is still very much in the game.
Saw a moment ago, you saw Eric Bonner, the assistant coach. Debbie Bonner, of course, the head coach. Navarro coming in with a 6-3-1 record, but they're trying to snap a 2-game losing streak here tonight. But they've got the players to be able to come back and equalize here.
They do, and we saw the importance of players making runs out of the back. As we mentioned, you know, all the, as we see this great
Oliver.
shot right here, Oliver thinking, well, what can we do different? It's pretty simple. You need to keep your system out of the back. You still need to come out of the back playing. You got to take care of the ball at center mid. Defensively, you need to stop the 3 Jamaican players. How? You need to step them up. Don't give them so much time on the ball. You cannot get that, you know, oh, it's okay, I have her. If you can't, we have this thing in coaching that if you cannot touch that player, you truly don't have them. So don't tell me you have them when they're 5 yards away because a good player is going to churn you and they're gone, especially when you're dealing with some of that speed on those Jamaican international players like Trudy Carter and, of course, Broderick up front with plenty of pace, plenty of speed, and the technical ability to match it as well.
Yeah, Shanice Foster in the middle has been feeding a lot of that action. Of course, Trudy Carter and Nicole Broderick, the 2 Usain Bolt-type players here for head coach Debbie Bonner. Well, it's 1-0 here at the half. We'll come back with the second half action momentarily after this particular break. As Melbourne, beautiful night here. Titans leading it 1-0. Of course, a battle of 2 teams ranked in the top 10 as Eastern Florida ranked number 6, Navarro 8th. We'll come back with that second half. You're watching Titans Soccer here on WEFS TV.
Recently, the Eastern Florida State College men's basketball team held their 2014-15 Media Day. Expectations are high for Coach Jeremy Schulman and his team as they pursue a conference three-peat. And with the addition of Division I major conference talent, the Titans look to make a serious run at a national championship.
You know, our target's going to be on our back, and as I said, with the same notoriety and name brand we've got at Eastern Florida with recruiting, you know, that has an adverse effect at times when you play because we are the biggest game on the schedule for a lot of other teams. But I think we've got the maturity, and I think we've got the toughness to be able to handle that. The ultimate goal is the big prize. That's the big prize. So we'll start by trying to win a conference championship for the third year in a row, but you know, then winning a state and region championship, and then, you know, coming out of Florida, if you win that state and region championship, you got as good a chance as any win national championship.
To me, I think the best part of my game is versatility. I'll do anything a coach ever asks me to do. If he wants me low, if he wants me high, I'm going to do exactly what it takes for the team to win. I'm not looking just to show what I can't do. I want to play to my strengths, and I think me being a player from the Big Ten, I've learned that you can't do everything and you need help from other guys. So I'm going to work with everyone and play just what I can do.
Coming from a D1, coming to a JUCO, it's kind of different because it's smaller players, but at the same time, it's still the same college basketball. So Coach Schulman is preparing us every day for different situations during the college basketball season. So mentally, we're not there quite yet, but we're getting there. Every day is another step towards getting there.
On defense, I'm tough. I feel because I have to be. I have to play above my size, being that I'm 5'8", and pretty much everyone I'll go against is going to be bigger than me. So I feel I have to make up for, at least on defense, with my quickness and being tough and not letting any taller defender just push me around and thinking that they're going to get away with it. We'll give you a show. I mean, we're going to keep fighting to the end.
I think we're exciting. I think that's what fans really want. Fans want to see wins and they want to see excitement. And I think we have both of that on our team.
You're going to get a chance to watch fantastic high-level college basketball players in person. The same level of players that you see on TV and the same level of players that you will see on TV in another year from now once they graduate from us. So you've got an opportunity to see mid-major Division I, high-major Division I basketball players.
For upcoming games, check the college website. So come and support your Titans.
No, stoked, yeah. This is a real exciting season.
You add that to your game, dude?
Getting set for second half action here at the Titan Soccer Complex as the sun continues to go down behind us on a beautiful evening on the Space Coast as Eastern Florida State College nursing a 1-0 lead over Navarro College. The Bulldogs trying to snap a 2-game losing streak, and right now they are chasing a 1-0 game, but have looked the part of the better team, at least in the last 20 minutes. We'll see what adjustments each side makes. Debbie Bonner for Navarro and Jeff Carr for Eastern Florida State College. The Titans, of course, coming in unbeaten. That's what's on the line for them here tonight. We'll see the adjustments. We are off. Jeff Radcliffe and Eddie Rodriguez and our entire WEFS TV crew. Glad to bring you the action here as going left to right, the white-clad Titans. And here comes the run from Ramsey. Had a lot of running. She'll send it across, and Medina is there. So she has no problem just punting the ball on the clear outs, while on the other side we've seen Holmes play it to the feet of her defenders. two different styles of building an attack.
Good ball by Camargo to the outside to the right.
Washabaw. Nice composure. She'll try to get the corner. Comes to that byline. Keeps it alive. Two defenders close in. Coming out now is Perriello. We didn't see a lot of her in the latter portions of that half. Perhaps she'll shore things up. Needed a rest chasing these girls from
well, and especially in
Navarro.
The first 30 minutes, she ran a lot. So the last 20, as you mentioned, as you know, some of those, Trudy Carter and company were making those runs out of the back. She wasn't able to stay with them, so she got a sub, fresh legs. Washabaw out wide with the ball, looking for Camargo in the middle.
Camargo with the one touch comes back. Will play it into space on the diagonal ball, and caught up nicely for a moment was Cassidy Davis, able to keep it on her feet. If you're joining us late, Arnella Kordic, a left back with a goal. 32 minutes to go in that first half. It's been the only scoring in this one. A volley shot from about, I don't know, 30 yards out.
Just about, with a great strike, left-footed strike.
Took advantage of Medina coming out of her box off her line. Turn in the middle of the park. Now see Navarro try to build things from the back. Able to beat Perriello there. We'll send to the top of the box. Look out, Trudy Carter sending it wide, cut in and cleared away by Kordic.
That was a nice 1-2 by Navarro that doesn't quite get there on the way back. Bravo was the recipient of that 1-2, and she tried to cross the ball, and she actually hit the ground. She's limping a little bit as we see the linesman calling for an offside.
Mounts was the last to touch it.
I think Bravo was getting up from that injury, and she wasn't able to get out of the offside position fast enough. Linesman saw that and called it. Solis out of the back to Lewis.
Mariah. Solis in front. Turn made by Ramsey. Will come back. Lewis will make the switch with Henson. And just played right back to the defense. Like, just seems like they're waiting for something to happen.
As opposed to making something happen.
I'm sure Coach Carr said, hey, in the second half, let's get our head up. Find each other.
And let's be proactive about it. You know, just trying to make, we see this long range shot.
Shot from distance, tipped over the bar that time by Asmara Holmes. Big save there.
Great strike by Melina Prado. We talked about the importance of closing that space on top of the box. She does a good job just, letting it go. And of course, Holmes with that save. Here we see it on top of the box, takes one little touch and just lets it go. That one was going in. Great save by Holmes. So I tell you what, Jeff, that one was dipping towards the back of the net.
First big save of the night, 12th of the season for Holmes. The corner kick comes in, falls at the top of the 6 and then cleared away. Just underway, second half, 1-0. Titans. And trying to absorb some pressure here. Once they scored that goal, they kind of took the foot off the gas pedal and weren't really bossing the game like they were to start.
They did, and that's one of the things that you cannot do. You want to keep going with your momentum and, of course, trying to get the second one and finish the game. But nevertheless, we are here on a only 1-0 game and just plenty of time to play in this game, Jeff.
It's a ball over the top as they look for Ramsey. Step over on the little half scissor. Nicely defended as she's pushed off the ball. We'll send it in with the left foot.
And that's what, Helen Rancia has seen and what she's going to see with playing with only one forward. Not much she can do, taking players on all the time. She was getting a little bit of a help from some of the midfielders. Didn't quite get there in time for her to lay the ball off, and it's almost demoralizing when you're going against 3-4 players all the time, right?
Yep.
And she is not the fastest player. She is pretty strong, and she's able to hold the ball. She's that post-up forward, if you would.
Need to have somebody help her out, make a run.
Absolutely. Runs off of her. You wouldn't have won Shaquille O'Neal as your point guard, right? That's the case with her. She's the post-up forward, so play the ball to her feet. She can lay it off, and then you need to make runs off of her.
The ball sent into the box. Trudy makes the turn. There's another shot. That one a little off the mark, a little too high, a little too strong.
But once again, they're connecting right there, top of the box. 17 to 18. That's Broderick, you know.
Broderick to Carter.
Carter.
Okay.
Look for that 1-2 punch combination to work sometime in this game, so they got to close that gap.
Carter with 12 goals, 2 assists.
As you mentioned, Jeff, just as many goals as the rest of our team.
Talked with Jeff Carr yesterday. He said it's about stopping her and then keeping it off the feet of Foster in the central midfield. We keep it away from them. We got a good chance to win this.
Lewis with a good ball down the line. Washbaugh cuts inside.
Washbaugh between 3 defenders, putting a lot of pace on things, and team defending is good.
Yeah, Washabaugh's been very active throughout the game.
Try another
Perriello lets it go.
Well, a lot of these shots from each side have been from distance. Not a lot of close-in shots, a lot of movement of the ball in front inside the box.
Yeah, and the problem with that, when you take a 30-yard shot, the goalkeeper has all the time in the world to, you know, come back and adjust her feet and where she is. So unless, like in the first goal it happened, it's kind of a surprise shot. You know, the further you are out, the more time the goalkeeper is going to have to adjust to that shot.
Oh, Broderick with a nice win. Nicole, the freshman. There's Prado, who's had a really good second half. Ball over the top. They're calling for the flag, and they do get it. Flag was up.
I don't know about that one, because we have the angle here. By the time Prado hit the ball, I think
trying to find Bravo.
Bravo was onside, but of course the only one that matters is the referee and the linesman, so never mind me.
A little closer to it than we are.
That's right. And look how disciplined. Look at Lewis out wide right here, wide open. And of course, you know, Washbaugh after her. So the 1-2 works, using the space, using the width.
Washbaugh as they look for the give and go, so have to just send it up the line.
Washbaugh was looking, of course, Helen Ramsey doesn't quite get there.
Sent across Olsen. On that left side of that 3-5-2 attack that at least Coach Debbie Bonner had started with.
And at some point, I think we're going to see this Navarro site going with 3 forwards.
At some point, they're going to need a goal.
Absolutely. And the closer we're getting to the 90th, you know, they're going to start panicking a little bit, and they're going to start thumping the ball. So at some point, you might try to go with 3 forwards, push the lines a little bit. They're playing with 3 in the back anyway, so.
Olsen, not much on that one. Could have done a little bit better with it. But from that distance, tough to get a lot of pace when you're not right on top of it.
And of course, on the other side, this is when you think of what Jeff Carr is going to do, and he needs to close that gap on top of the 18 because they're still running at them. Watch this, just you cannot give that space on top of the box.
Trudy now, Prado with a nice ball into the box. There's a shot, and it's off to the side.
They gotta clear that ball right there. I'm not sure if that was Davis.
Bravo.
On the Eastern Florida, and then just left it for Bravo. And Bravo took a shot from there, but they need to clear the ball a little bit quicker. And of course, you know, as we've been talking about it, you gotta figure out a way, if you're Eastern Florida, to put pressure on the ball on top of the box and do not give that space. Don't let him come and collect the ball. Let him turn and then go at you defensively.
Comes back to Zamara Holmes. As forcing the issue was Carter.
Washbaugh wide open. Lewis plays the ball inside.
And defense set up nicely there for the Bulldogs.
Washbaugh.
Washbaugh steps over, uses the boundary, and it's out. So throw in coming to Navarro.
Perriello saying, I've been open for 3/4 of an hour over here. Just play the ball.
Oh,
This
now
is
a
dangerous
dangerous
right here.
ball. We've got Foster.
Oh,
Diagonal
trouble.
ball. Broderick steps over, shoots, and scores. And we're even at 1. Nicole Broderick, her first goal of the season.
And that's exactly the kind of ball that I've been talking about, not giving up, because you lose the ball in the middle of the field. The ball gets lost in transition. A great through ball, and that's what happens. You got to figure out a way to block that right there. And the way to do that is you got to put pressure at center mid.
1-1 our score. Here's how it happened.
So watch this through ball right here. She's carrying the ball, sees the run. Great ball on the ground. One touch. Broderick, she actually took
Flag
a little bit of a
stayed down.
bad touch, but she's able to put it away. Good finish on the ground. And that's what, we were hoping it wouldn't happen.
A well taken goal, well deserved. Flag stayed down on just a great run made
Oh,
by the
absolutely.
freshman.
The Navarro forwards and midfielders have been working extremely hard to try to get that. They finally figure out that doing 1-2s in the middle is going to get you through in the middle. It was just a matter of time before they connected, and it was a matter of time before they stayed on sides as well, which is a good point by you. The flag stayed down because the run was made from the back.
Here's Mounts. Trudy Carter all the way back on the defensive third.
Prado
She
on the
and
ball.
Prado.
And here's the problem with that, Jeff, too, is that now they figure out, now they know what works. So
See if tactically changes are made by Jeff Carr. So we're even at 1. Again, this game doesn't mean much as far as conference standings because they're two teams from different states, but Eastern Florida wants to stay unbeaten as they get set for that big matchup against Polk State College on Tuesday.
on Tuesday, right.
That
so
would clinch the conference. But there's still national rankings that are involved here. You want to be top
Right,
4 by
right.
the end of the season to get seeded in the tournament.
Absolutely. And, you want to keep your streak going. There's a lot of things at play. Even though you're in a different conference, you still want to win the game. And
Cariello now looking for Ramsey. Number 17 with some space, cuts it to her back foot. Doesn't have any help at all. Relying on it to do it herself. Will swing it with the left foot right to Medina.
give credit to Ramsey, though. She shook 3 players going back and forth. And once again, as I mentioned, she's by herself. Not much you can do when you're by yourself with 3 defenders marking you.
And Ramsey with 4 goals. She's tied for the team lead with Abby Camargo and Jamie Perriello. You said earlier, just think if we had Brianna Camargo in this game.
I'm telling you, that would definitely make a difference for this team, because I know how she plays with her sister Abby and how well they connect. They almost, they know where the other one's going to be before it happens. So
Bree broke her foot in practice. This is after she played 1 game, and in that 1 game she had 3 goals and 2 assists. So an 8-point game for Brianna Camargo.
talk about that for performance, huh?
Hope to get her back for the late stretch of the season. Collision along the far side will be a throw, which will be awarded to the Titans, who seen this game knotted back up. Cole Broderick. A lot of times when you're playing with that 1-0 lead, you kind of change the way you play sometimes. It's a mental thing. And then once you give up the goal, you go back to what got you there.
Right.
Got you the lead in the first place.
Cordic on the ball, in swinger. And as you mentioned as well, Jeff, you said it, the level kind of dropped a little bit after they scored the goal. They had a few substitutions, so it wasn't the same pressing. And I think it finally came back to haunt them. But nevertheless, they need to go back to the way they started, and then pushing the lines forward. They definitely have the personnel to do that. They're definitely disciplined enough to do that, so they just got to go back to the drawing board and put the effort in, put the work in from the back going forward.
Henson.
Good switch right there. Doesn't quite get there, but it's a good idea.
Has played the angle now across the halfway line as they're trying to keep Trudy onside or offside. Trying to keep it flat from the back. Perriello. Controlled by Washabaugh. She'll work for that corner perhaps. Head in that direction. Defense closes in. Try to make the turn as she's being defended by Bravo.
Yeah, Washabaugh was trying to get the ball so she can cross it. She gets it in the corner.
Washabaugh along the line, a little redirect attempt. No fuss, no muss for Kenia Medina. Creative play there, though, for the Titans. Half an hour left to go.
Lewis keeping the ball out of the back.
Now you got Helen Ramsey playing central defense.
Yeah, I think
Notice
they
that
switched it. Of course, Davis went up on top, and we know of her speed. No stranger to turning on the Jets, especially in that offensive third. And as you mentioned, using the physicality of a big-time forward like Helen Ramsey. Now she's playing in the back. She's good on the ball, so she's going to give you that. And of course, Coach Card's trying to decipher how are you going to stop the Jamaicans coming through on those great diagonal runs as we see.
Put somebody physical on them.
Absolutely. Just put a body in them.
Want to play Texas style. Mano y mano, a little Texas two-step.
It's all fun and games till where you run into a 6'5" defender right in the back.
Sure, Ramsey appears to be 6'5", actually 6 foot.
From here,
but compared to everybody else back there, you're right. It's all relative.
That's it.
Oh, comes into space nicely. As Prado.
Oh, great ball to the
great
far
ball. They're in the
post.
box. He'll try to beat her. It hits the side netting. And it'll be a goal kick, hands on the head there.
Prado had a chance just to go up. Actually, that was Bravo, not Prado. Prado played the ball. She had plenty of time. She rushed it a little bit, took a touch inside, and just tried to go near post when the keeper was there. Hit the side netted, and that's a result of that. She gets subbed out. I know she's going to think about, she wishes she had that back. Trust me. We all do when we miss an easy one like that.
Not quite a sitter.
No,
Certainly
no
could have
angle.
done a little better
Absolutely.
with
She didn't have the angle, but because of that, she should have gone cross post. Put your head down and hit it. Far post.
Holmes will direct traffic in front, and we'll just deliver with the punt to the center. Headed right back down by Foster. Camargo.
I think Camargo, too, is running out of juice in the middle. All the running she's been doing, she doesn't get a lot of help. So offensively, she needs to stay home a little bit.
And it seems like every time Eastern Florida State College gets possession, they just play a ball into space without lifting their heads.
Right, and that's a problem, especially because now you're not winning the game anymore. It's tied 1-1. But more so than that, you're giving the ball to Navarro, which they still have plenty of pace. They're still making those great runs, so you do not want to lose the ball, especially in transition. I know I keep saying it, but that's how they give up that goal. And you don't want to give up a late one here as well.
Foster gave it a go. Carter right on it. Throw in. Bulldogs. Player down, just tying her shoes for this Perriello. Need the Perriellos, the Camargos, and the Ramseys of this game to put their stamp on it. That one is off to the right, no good. All your famous saying is all it takes is one moment of brilliance,
That's
right?
it. One moment of brilliance to change the game.
See Trudy Carter. And a member of the U20 Jamaican national team, so I'm sure we'll see her in CONCACAF qualifying before too long.
And of course, imagine the advantage of playing some of those international matches at that level, and then you come back and play some of this junior college. The speed of the game is just so different, the size of the players, and of course, when you come down to this level, It's just everything's at a much lower rate, at a much lower pace, so you have the timing, you have the speed.
Lindo retreats now. Right side, the attack comes from Broderick.
Coach Debbie told us before the game that the Jamaican team doesn't have a U23, so they have to either play with a U20s, I think, or with a full national team. So that's quite a jump. And nevertheless, as far as developing players, there's nothing better than that when you've been playing out 4 or 5 years, because you're going to play in college against them anyway. It's like playing a freshman against a true senior.
Far side with possession. The Titans will take their time. 24 minutes away from full time, tied at 1. Each team has tallied a goal, now a giveaway. And nicely won back by the Titans' Sam Solis.
So we see Holmes over there shaking her head saying, I can't believe I just gave that away. But if you're the goalkeeper, take 2 touch. There's no need to play 1 time. There's nobody around you. Nobody's putting pressure on you. Not yet anyway. Take a touch.
Thank goodness Carter had a heavy touch somewhat to allow Solis to come back and defend. Well, remember, this game an out-of-conference affair. It will affect national rankings, sure, and the perfect record of the Titans, provided they don't pull off another goal. But the big one coming up Tuesday against Polk State College at 6 o'clock. That one is for winning the conference for Eastern Florida State College. And right now they're under duress defensively. That game will be shown live on WEFS and a 6 p.m. start. We're to bring that one to you in a game that has a whole lot of meaning for these girls. Don't tell them this one doesn't mean anything. This is the team that knocked them out of the national tournament a year ago. Now here comes the race. Cassidy Davis using some pace. Will hold it up.
But look at the numbers, though, for Florida. There's not enough players inside the boxes. We see Davis going by herself amongst 3 defenders.
Away.
So even if she gets through and she's going to cross the ball, who's there? Nobody. So
does force a clearance, so it'll be a throw. Yeah, and Eastern Florida State College about the throw. I think they're just giving too much respect here to Navarro College, and perhaps they should. Just one player in the box right now.
They were definitely aware of their physicality and how athletic they were. They gave them a little too much credit. They paid for it. I think as a team, I still give Eastern Florida the edge, but as an individual and you know, playing player by player, Navarro has done a better job at just utilizing that. But at the end of the day, just the score still remain 1-1, and you have to finish the game, you know, through 90+ overtime, of course. And here comes the counter.
Another attack building up for the visitors now. Boy, that one had a lot of pace. Save May. The rebound goes over the top of the bar. Excellent chance there for Navarro College, but Holmes made the initial save, and the second attempt went flying too high.
Great strike by, I think that was Broderick, who went down the line, got a ball, just took a great shot near post, and Holmes was there. And of course on the second one, Trudy Carter just puts it over. She had enough time to take a touch. Watch this run right here.
Oh.
Great through ball. Hit the ball to the far post. Good save by Holmes. And I think Carter had enough time to bring the ball down. She kind of rushed it a little bit. One-time did. Puts the ball over the bar, and that could have been the difference right there in this game, Jeff.
Say hello to our viewers watching the webcast, www.njcaatv.com/EFSC. Of course, our game Tuesday will also be webcast. On air or online. We are the home of the Titans.
And now we see this huge lake, this huge hole in the middle of the park. Both teams going back and forth. There's no consistency. Nobody's keeping the ball in the middle. Nobody's going side to side before they're going forward. So for both teams, it's important for them to do that, get a hold of the middle.
Prado with a great ball. Broderick has it not taken off of her feet by Holmes, who came out, waited just a split second too late to release the ball.
Holmes coming up with a huge save of the game so far, because, you know, Broderick, she was in. She was in. She tried to get around. She had plenty of time. Went to the goalkeeper's left, to her right. Oh, she's
Trying to
in.
keep possession. The flag stays down once again. Will not be denied this time. Yes, coming back to defend nicely was Solis.
Wow. And I think Holmes is down. I'm not sure if she's hurt. Watch the first replay. Through ball by Prado. Great ball. Keeper comes out just at the right time. She gets both gloves right there.
Player down inside the
See
box.
if we get a chance to look at the second one here to see what happened.
You know, Holmes has been very active in the last minute or two and come out and tend to the freshman goalkeeper. Credit to the Eastern Florida State College defense. They gave up the ball, but raced back to take it, as we'll take another look at that last one.
So here's that second chance, yeah. Through ball again. Nobody steps up. Plenty of time. Keeper comes out, does a good job. Holmes. And the defender just does a good job just getting back. That was Kordic, because that was pretty much it.
Kordic 23, Solis, 16. So
Carter was going to make
Kordic
that
with
her.
the play of the game offensively and perhaps
Absolutely.
defensively, keeping this a 1-1 game.
Carter was looking for a 13 goal, and she pretty much had it had it not been for Kordic just getting back defensively. Great effort.
Washabaugh with it. And all by herself, she'll try to outrace the defender. Send it across, back post, which is usually open. It was, but nobody was there to close the deal. Well, this one's getting interesting there, Eddie.
It is. We talked about the how these two teams on paper, they match well. Well, not only on paper, they match up well, you know, defensively, tactically, offensively as well. A little bit different is the way they set up, and nevertheless, it has become a back and forth game, a great game to watch, and it's not over yet. We still have plenty of time. Of course, we've seen Navarro in the last 2 minutes have two great chances. Are they gonna have enough to put them away, or is Eastern Florida gonna hold on and figure out a way to shut down those through runs out of the middle?
And so glad you're with us here on WEFS TV. Here's the attempt by Washabaugh. Comes to that back post.
Yeah, unfortunately there was nobody there, but that's what you want out of your outside players, as we see Washabaugh one more time making a run into the box. A little bit too far.
Washabaugh, the former Palm Bay Pirate, 3 goals and an assist, has 22 shots on the season. Second on the team to Ramsey and Perriello, who each have 25. And Trudy has it taken away. Nice defense by Mariah Lewis, but unfortunately it comes back for a throw-in. Once again, they win the ball, but can't make that next pass.
Yeah, Foster, good job out of the back. She was looking for Carter on the 1-2. Carter held onto the ball, but now she plays this great ball into the space for Broderick.
Nothing wrong with playing direct when it's working for you. Sent in off the chest and pinged forward by Delgado. Be careful. Navarro still a lot more numbers forward when they're on the attack. And turnover in the middle of the circle.
Prado with a great defensive run out of the back, wins the ball, and Navarro just, they keep coming back in the ball, going forward. You can tell they want it.
That one a diagonal run, the race is on, and it's out.
Important to mention, Jeff, that Navarro last night, they were up 2-0 with literally, 10 seconds left.
Before the game was official.
Before the game would have been official, and of course, because of the lightning delay, it went down the books as, not count, so they got to replay the game. So, of course, they were playing well. They were up 2-0, and of course, every single one of those players and the coaching staff not happy with the situation. So we see them playing tonight with that sense of urgency. They truly want it.
Now forced to try to snap a 2-game losing streak tonight. They're 15 minutes and 54 seconds away from doing that. Right now, we are all even and level at 1. Turn was made by Perriello, All-American Turns on the Jets, runs through, but nice team defending. They filtered her right to where the defense was, and here comes the counter.
Foster once again with a great defending effort. Plays the ball out wide. Is that Bravo?
Dark into that corner, sending it across, dangerous ball, but Holmes is there. Lurking was Trudy Carter. On that backside, making the run was Courtney Mounts.
This has been definitely a lot more exciting second half, going back and forth. Chances for both teams. Much more so for this Navarro offense.
Washabaugh
team.
took a shot. Kept it on her foot. Now muscled off the ball that time. Foster is just commanding everything in the midfield, and now they'll get the ball back on the foul call. Really impressed with Shanice Foster.
I'm telling you, she's just a workhorse in the middle of the park. She's playing that defensive center mid role, and she's just been all over the place. I mean, she has stolen at least 10 balls in the middle, and then she turns, and then she still makes that diagonal run, and she supports the pass. I mean, she's just definitely very impressive.
Be interesting if we had a pedometer on her, measured the
Absolutely.
amount of step slash run time possession she had.
I'm going to take a guess and tell you that at least by the end of the game, man, she's going to run at least anywhere from 7 to 9 miles, which is kind of an average for a center mid. Well,
yeah, because she's been box to box.
Absolutely.
Pinged ahead as we're starting to see Eastern Florida State College take the easy way out and hitting the long ball.
And some college coaches recruiting already up in the stands here. We see coach for University of South Florida and FIT as well amongst the crowd. Looking at the local talent, and then this
Of
talent
course, a
from
number
Texas.
of sophomores from Navarro looking to sign on somewhere. I'm sure they wouldn't mind coming to Florida. And goal kick as we're down to 13 and a half minutes. Those coaches all know where the talent is. Time waste away a little bit. So if it ends this way, 1-1, who does that flatter more?
Well, actually, we go to overtime. So there's overtime for the purpose of the rankings and all that stuff. So I think if we go to overtime, I think it favors Navarro, who seems to be a little bit fitter than Eastern Florida. And of course, you and I mentioned that. How deep is your team? Can you go to the bench and can you bring some of that talent? And is somebody going to step up, you know, coming into the field off the bench and just hitting that game winner, right? So there's a lot of things that could happen here. Plenty of time, as we see, you know, Foster dancing on the ball, top of the box.
Rolls
Looking for
to
Trudy
Holmes.
Carter.
Navarro coming in 6-3-1, so they do have a draw on their record.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Another turnover in that back line, racing on and clearing it nicely was number 7, Mariah Lewis.
Now, once you go to double overtime, you can still finish in a draw. You don't go into penalty kicks, but you have to play the.
You got to play the 2 overtime
Correct.
periods.
And if there's no winner there, then you just go. It goes in as a draw.
College rules a little bit different than what you would see even in high school or obviously professional.
Correct.
Now at the FHSAA high school level here, things end in a draw unless it's a state tournament situation, and then they'll go directly to penalty kicks
Right.
sometimes.
Once you go into the, you know,
after the overtime.
final setup, yeah, and we gotta decide a winner, and of course, Jeff, you and I saw plenty of those overtime penalty kicks.
Washabaugh. Medina smothers it. Well, truly entertaining game so far. And at the very minimum, 11 minutes left.
The tactical discipline, this is when you need it. This is where it pays off because you're tired, you're fatigued, and mentally you're exhausted. So you have to stay where you're supposed to be. You have to take care of your players defensively, offensively, and you got to let the ball do the work. So stay home, and hopefully you'll get a chance at it. You get a crack at it. Put your chances away.
On the right side, and throw in earned. Bulldogs will have it.
And it's amazing the 88th minutes and some of these forwards for Navarro, you know, are still running full speed, full blast, like Trudy Carter, you know, Broderick, and you know, Foster. They're just still making those great runs out of the back. And that speaks volumes of the coaching staff preparation to get to here.
Negative pass works out well.
Helen
Now
Ramsey back
Ramsey
on top.
has a little space. She's in behind the defense. Will make the turn and will have to do it by herself as the run was coming late from Camargo, but does earn a corner kick. So here's a scoring opportunity for the Titans here.
Ramsey, great second touch. She took one too many, but great job by taking that ball, and she took it inside where you can tell where she dipped her shoulder. So if she was to get hit, that would have been a penalty kick. So they give her the right away, and then she took one too many. As we see,
Washabaugh, far post, goes over everybody. Trying to keep it in the attacking third. Sends it right back across.
Great turn. Washabaugh with the ball again.
Shabal will send it across the face of goal. A little back heel rolls to the back post.
Davis.
And not enough on it by Davis.
Yeah, Davis was trying something, whether it's a little flick, a little back heel, it just didn't quite get enough.
Might have had Medina fooled. Gonna have a little more pace on it. Coming back to get it, Perriello.
Perriello with a long diagonal ball, doesn't quite have enough leg. Good idea though, she was looking for the back end of that where she can get the space behind the defense. And here's that, that run by her.
Oh, tried to be a little cheeky. It would have been beautiful if it worked.
Just a little bit too far off the line. Had that been around the 6-yard line, maybe you had a chance. But when you're on the 18, that's a little bit too far. Just not enough power to get to the line.
Had defenders all over. Sometimes that's your best play. Here's the throw.
Yeah, because everybody expects you to collect the ball or turn or try to hit it hard. Sometimes the little flick, the little redirection works better. Like I said, you have to be a little bit closer to the end line right there.
Goal kick to the Bulldogs. Now under 8 minutes to go. 1-1 our score. It's been that way since the 34-minute mark of this second half, when Nicola Broderick made a beautiful run and a classic finish. And tell you what, Navarro's had some chances to take the lead in this one, and
they have
certainly settled down. I think the defense has gotten them figured out. We'll see.
You're right, and it really hasn't been for the lack of trying, the lack of effort, as we see do the great 1-2s down the line.
Boy, we saw Bravo there on the left all by herself. If that ball was sent across, she might have had an open shot.
Lewis with the ball out of the back, and I like that. Even this late in the game, Eastern Florida still try to play out of the back, not losing their composure.
Comes right to Foster.
And that's when you see the heavy legs, you know.
Here's Ramsey. Leaving it off. Now a shot comes right into Medina.
Perriello once again just teeing it up, just trying, looking for that far post. Doesn't quite have enough leg. But she does have that awareness though. She sees the goalkeeper out, she knows where the goalkeeper is, and it's a great quality to have.
Hansen with the 50-50 win. Now it's Delgado.
Look how much Navarro has dropped. They're just dropped, letting Eastern Florida Titans, they have the ball in the back, and they're just kind of dropping the lines, waiting for them to bring it to you, if you would.
Mariah Lewis.
It's a nice overlap run.
Solis. And now Ramsey. Washabaugh. Watch it go into the corner. She gets warded off the ball and has it taken away.
I think Washabaugh just out of gas completely, yeah.
One sub set to check in from the technical area as we can see it now. See what she comes in for.
And it might be for her because she's just completely out of gas. And, you know, fair enough to say that she's been very active throughout this game, so she has definitely put the time and effort into it, so she deserves a substitution.
Let's take a look and see who comes in. One for each team. A lot of times you know who you're subbing for.
Actually,
looks like it will be
comes
Henson
out.
coming out.
Yeah.
On. Is that Haley Cook that checked in? Appears so. Haley Cook, the freshman out of Satellite Beach. She was our Bright House Sports Network Scholar Athlete of the Year last year here in Brevard County. Big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. Why wouldn't you be?
Yasmin Bravo doing a good job defensively for this Navarro defense. There we see her again, closing the gap, closing the space. You can tell fatigue has set in. And this is where
Ramsey.
the play gets a little sloppy. You know, the touches are not as crisp.
And then you got overtime where it will get even better, right?
And then you're thinking, please don't let it go to overtime because I have no legs left.
4:20. Turning on this clock.
And a lot of the times, Jeff, this is when you have to be mature and say, you know what, turn to the bench and say, I truly need a sub, knowingly that somebody else can come in with a full tank of gas and help the team out.
That far corner. Boy, another shot from distance off to the side.
That actually got touched.
So corner kick.
Kenya Medina was just kind of looking for the ball, and at the very last moment kind of skipped and it hit her in the knee. Referee saw that, and here's a chance for Eastern Florida.
Hey folks, they're having fun, their own little club going on. Camargo will put it down. Abby will swing the right foot. It's on the way, in swinging near post. A shot by Ramsey. Redirect comes back out, but not enough on it. As Medina went down to make sure it stayed out.
Washabah with a chance right there. Ball trickles to her. She tries to take a shot with the left foot.
Wasn't happy with herself after it either.
Not at all.
Under 3 to go. Great opportunity there for the Titans.
Because you will not get too many of those, especially this late in the game, with a chance to win it all. Ooh.
Gotta be composed here. Ever since, say that 2.5 minutes to go.
Here's that corner kick from Camargo to the far post. Ramsey tries to go get it, deflection, and the ball just trickles.
Oh. Need to put a little more mustard on it.
Washabah just, I know she's not a left-footed player, but you got to do better with that shot right there.
Camargo standing her ground. About 2 minutes to go. A goal now for either side is deadly for the other team. Offside. Flag went up quick.
Don't know about that one. We don't have the angle, but good run out of the back. Prado with a nice through ball. She loves playing that through ball. She's very good at it.
Prado, the sophomore. Let's see if Eastern Florida State College has another attack left in the tank. Want to give it your all here. Got to win the 50-50 ball. Coming back, Perriello. Excuse me, that was Solis all the way out. Now Perriello has it, 19. Staying composed. Back to Solis.
Yeah, Lewis is the one with heavy legs. Every time she touches the ball and tries to clear that, just doesn't quite have enough. And you don't want to give up a ball in transition there into one of the Navarro forwards with plenty of pace.
Had to chase those forwards for almost 90 minutes. 1 to go. Camargo to touch, and now numbers will go forward. 45 seconds left in regulation, tied at 1. Down the left flank we go. Cassidy Davis
Oh, good switch.
comes in front. Perriello will chip it. And caught no problem by Medina. Down to half a minute. 50-50. The header goes backwards, unfortunately, as Carter had it taken away. 20 seconds to go. That one's going to be too far for everybody. And we'll use the balance of the time down to 9. Goal kick. 5 seconds left. Down to 1. And there's the siren. It ends in regulation 1-1, so we go to overtime. So entertaining 90 minutes, not enough to decide it. Jeff Radcliffe, Eddie Rodriguez, we will be back for OT right after this.
Recently, the Eastern Florida State College women's basketball team held their 2014-15 Media Day. For Coach Jim Grimes and the women's Titans, a new season brings new hope for both returning players and new recruits alike.
Well, we preach 4 things in our process: being tough, playing hard, playing smart, and playing together. We talk about doing those 4 things, playing those 4 traits out on the court and off the court. So I was able to see a maturation with the team last year, and they learned. It was hard, and they went through some adversity, but I feel like when you can go through adversity and you can survive it, you can learn from it, that you come out on the other end stronger, and I think that's what we saw at the end of last season.
I'm known as the shooter. Everybody knows that. A lot in the game, once they know that I'm the shooter, it's a lot easier to pass around to my other teammates because the attention's on me, so it opens up the floor for my teammates. And then once the attention goes back to my teammates, it's easier for me to get my shots again. Definitely last year it was more of a thing of pacing ourselves because we knew we had 40 minutes ahead of us, but this year we can play spurts of maybe 5 or 6 minutes and then have a whole fresh 5 come in, and that's also good for us to catch our breath and maybe look at the other team to see what we can do differently.
I think our team this year has bonded more and come together to where our games should be a lot more different. I think they're going to be a lot more exciting, seeing that we have more depth. Last year we didn't have as much depth, and it hurt us a little. But this year, now that we have depth, I think we will be able to run a lot harder, knowing that we have somebody to come in after us.
I think we are a fast team. We have some great point guards that can push the ball and have a great ball handling. We have a girl that can shoot from the half court as she is shooting a free throw. We also have some 3 or more point guards that nobody can guard. And we also have 2 European players. So if you want to see and experience some European action, you can come watch us.
For upcoming games, check the college website. So come and support your Titans.
This year we're definitely going to be very fast-paced. We have a lot of talent coming from our freshmen, and with our returning sophomores we have a lot of great shooters. it's going to be a lot more entertaining this year.
We're going to be high energy. We're going to be exciting. We got a lot of new players. We've got a lot of talent this year. I think people will be very surprised how the level of basketball that they'll see when they come out to Eastern Florida this year.
Well, 90 minutes and a goal for each side, not enough to decide this one. We're at the Titan Soccer Complex in Melbourne. Eastern Florida State College and Navarro College locked up at 1. We go to sudden death overtime, sudden victory, whatever you want to say, golden goal. We have 2 10-minute overtime periods, and if a goal is not scored at that point, it will.
Today's actually a golden goal because if you score, you're done pretty much.
Okay. Well, not if you're the one that concedes the goal. It's definitely not golden, right?
Correct.
So, appears that Eastern Florida State College will stay on the same side, attacking left to right. Again, they'll put 10 minutes on the clock. First goal ends it. So we know this game will end either 2-1 or 1-1. So how do you approach this, knowing it's a golden goal? Overtimes are different. If you play internationally, professionally, once you get into that situation, you play the full time of those overtimes.
Yeah, you have
Here,
to approach it.
Doesn't happen.
Absolutely. You have to approach it as every ball counts, every play counts, so you cannot just give one up. Defensively, you sort out your lines. Defense comes first. Sort out your shape out of the back. You do not give up anything out of the back, whatever comes forward, and then you really take care of set pieces. Corner kicks, free kicks outside the box. You really want to try to capitalize on that because that right there could be the difference between, winning the game or just tying it.
Sent away by Morgan Nutley. See if the body language of either of these teams change. Neither of them should have a lot left in the tank. Will go from a long way. Was it touched? As Perriello tried to end it with one shot.
Perriello, and we talked about her early, not afraid to let it go. She was actually telling the referee that the goalkeeper got a piece of that, not quite. But you gotta like a player who just takes her chances, and you know what, she's taking some far shots, but you never know. Sometimes you only need one.
Ramsey, play it back, possession really big here. Not want to have any cheap giveaways, no matter how tired the legs are.
Camargo with a great ball down the line.
Ball can't get there.
A little bit too far. Great idea.
So Perriello trying to end it a minute in.
Yeah, not a lot of.
Boy, it skipped though. A little bounce might have gotten it in there.
Well, when she hit it with a kind of an outside swinger, where it's even though it's a right foot, it's the outside of a right foot, so the ball dipped. And from what we're watching here, it looked like the goalkeeper got a piece of that, not quite. She was just watching, making sure it wasn't going to curve into the near post.
Foul awarded there. Professionally done by Perriello to slow things up. Do you risk doing a high press defensively if you're either team?
No, you want to stay home, especially when you're playing against a fast team, very dynamic team like this, Navarro College. You do not want to press because if you get caught in transition, one of those fast forwards can, finish the game with one good run out of the back with a good clear finish.
Camargo worked it to Ramsey. Get back into center. Foster over the top. This is a dangerous ball. And again, our goal scorer was Broderick earlier. Still working hard.
You see Broderick going against 5 defenders right there, and that's the reason why you don't want to press, because if you try to press, they play the ball over the top and they get you one-on-one in transition. You do not want to be one-on-one with Broderick or even Trudy Carter on top, because they have lots of speed and they're very good technically as well.
Possession comes back to the Bulldogs. They're looking for Trudy Carter. She'll take the space, work off to her left side, and will shoot from distance, and that's not going to bother Asmara Holmes at all.
She had Shelby Evans wide open on the left here. Never saw her. She drew all the attention. Had she played the ball nice through, she would have been on.
.636 in overtime, number 1.
So here's what I was talking about. As she draws all the attention, see if we can pan out a little bit. On the left-hand side, right, we're going to see that right there. Number 13 by herself.
Post.
Shelby Evans wide open. That could have been the difference in this game.
Back post open on a Saturday night.
As we say in indoor, the back door, far post, it's always open. There's people that actually just made a living standing in the far post.
Oh, nearly kept it on her foot, did Carter. That would have been trouble. Still not out of the woods, the defense, as Mariah Lewis will just have to send it away. Yeah, throw in goes to the Bulldogs. Or no, they're just going to move her back. Our referee, Jonathan Quinter. Another throw.
Courtney Mounds finally stepped up. She waited a little bit. And you can tell Navarro just dropping off. We see they're playing with 5, actually 4 across. Flat back 4 we see. And of course, the Titans are going wide with 2 forwards, really wide.
She had to get away, but she fought back to win the possession. Now
Camargo
had lost it to Prado.
Foster with a great through
Here comes
ball
the run
to the
on the right
outside.
side. Lurking in the middle is Carter if they can get it to her. Standing right outside the box. She'll come back to get it. Trudy Carter.
The 1-2's on.
Drilled from distance, and it's out of play.
Just way too far to track that shot.
Over to the tennis courts that will be there in a few months. That's not going to beat Holmes.
Not from that far. Not from that distance.
You see the MO of each team. Navarro not shy about beating the trap, and now another turnover. Not quite.
You got to take care of the ball.
Delgado able to save it.
Eastern Florida out of the back. They're just, you can tell they're not sharp anymore. They're heavy legs. You got to just clear the ball. Do not come and try to play out of the back when you don't have it technically.
Into the corner. Davis earns the throw in for Eastern Florida. Coming up to take will be Kordick, who had that goal back about 7 minutes into the game. 30 yards out, a long ball. Comes to the top. Perriello! Goal! Eastern Florida State College wins it.
She finally got one. We talked about her not being shy as far as taking shots. I kept saying all it takes is one. There's your one. You know, out of 6 shots she took from far out, the very last one she gets a hold of that.
Jamie Perriello, the sophomore. That's why she's a returning All-American. Chipped it up over the top, and Medina could do nothing about it.
Medina was a step up, and she didn't realize it. Had she been underneath her goalpost, that would have been, you know, enough for her to get her glove. And it just, talk about persistence, talk about, you know, wanting to score. Jamie did that. She took, you know, several shots from outside the box. Not a lot of them very good ones, but she kept shooting. She believed in herself, and she finally get it done.
Perriello with her 5th goal of the season. It comes in overtime with 3:23 to go. Titans win it in overtime, 2-1. We'll be back.
On August 27th, the Eastern Florida State College men's golf team held their 2014 Fall Media Day. Head coach Jamie Howell hopes to lead the Titans to their 13th straight national tournament.
Now, this is a talented bunch, probably a little deeper at the top end than last year, my 1, 2, 3, and 4 this year. We just met last week, and the one expectation I expected of them was to be professional at every step we took this year. You know, from the time they're on campus, they come to our training facility, the tournaments we go to. The big idea being, let the results take care of themselves. I think our expectations will be in the background if we do that. If we put those expectations first, that might get in the way of our performance.
I feel like this team has far more capability than the team last year. I feel like we all push each other more than we did last year. And I feel like this team has unlimited potential.
I'm going out there every day to get better. If I hit a bad shot, learn from it. Great, it's over with. The hard thing is, though, is you got to realize it's not the end of the world. You hit a bad shot, you put it in the water, you make a triple bogey, you make a double bogey. Everybody's gonna have them. The best in the world have them. It's how you can pick yourself up and say, I got it this time, or I got it next time, and how you can mentally improve yourself every other day or every day to get better and get over that.
And golf's a sport where one day you can be on, one day you can be off. Any given day at this level, any team can beat anybody. So if we prepare well and play our best, then I think we'll have a good chance of doing well in every tournament. This school has a great history with golf. Winning 7 national championships is a great record, and it's been a while since we've had our last one. But being a part of this team and this class coming in, the sophomores coming back, I think it'll be a fun year.
Well, the Titans needed overtime to move to 6-0, but able to do so. 2 long ball goals, the second one coming in overtime. Jamie Perriello, her team-leading 5th goal of the season, puts her on 11 points, and it was a beauty. Went over the top to beat Kania Medina, and that's a game winner. A golden goal for the Titans. Another look. They didn't close her out quick enough, and the All-American made her pay. So the Titans improved to 6-0 with a 2-1 victory over one of their nemesis from last year, Navarro College. They dropped to 6-4-1. Let's send it down to the field. Eddie Rodriguez is with the winning coach, Jeff Carr.
Coach, great victory, kind of a tough game. What were your instructions at halftime as the game got closer?
Well, to be fair, I think Navarro had the better of the play after the first 20 minutes, and we were the pressure they were putting on us, we were not composed, and we gave the ball away a lot. So we tried to, tell them to be relaxed and moving off the ball and keep our shape. And, the last probably 10 minutes of the regulation, we started playing again. And then, of course, we kind of dominated the overtime, and Jamie put the ball in the back of the goal.
One of the things we talked about during the broadcast was that even though when you guys were up 1-0, you still tried to play out of the back. Very composed team defensively. You guys defended. Kind of got to wait a little bit from you. What do you attribute as far as a team, as far as the unit, how they play and been together that, takes you to win the game in overtime?
Well, I think, it's adversity. We've playing together. This is a new team. We have 21 freshmen on the team, so we're still very young. But I think, we got more composed as the game went along after we panicked for a long time, just giving the ball back to them and, defending for probably 50 minutes there, just kind of on our heels. So I think we relaxed a bit and knew that we could, take care of it, play possession and move off the ball, and, it worked out well for us.
What does this game mean to you, knowing that you play a team that is very good? As you mentioned, there are times where they were the better team. Nevertheless, you got the victory. What does this mean for your team going forward, knowing that you're going to play some tough teams going into the playoffs?
Well, again, we got to play better than we did tonight. We got to play 90 minutes. But yeah, it's a learning. Hopefully we'll take something from this on board and we'll be better next time. But yeah, we got to take care of the ball. I think the first half we gave the ball away 32 times. I'm not sure how many times we did the second half, but be more composed, moving off the ball. We were hiding on each other, in behind the defenders, not interested in even getting to the ball. So, we need to do a better job of moving off the ball, checking to the ball. But our defense overall played very well with the speed they had compared to what we had. So I have to commend our back four.
Congrats, Coach. Jamie, great strike. We've been talking about throughout the broadcast how you don't mind letting it go. You took 6 shots. The first 5 were nowhere near scoring. How did you feel in the 6th one that you finally got it done?
I just saw the ball coming. I was like, I know I've missed all the shots, but you got to take shots to score. So I took that shot, and as soon as I saw it go in, we all went crazy, and it was an amazing feeling, that sixth shot. I just had a feeling about it.
So what does this mean for you personally? I know as a team it's great to win. For you personally, for your, as you keep going forward, I know you were an All-American last year. You're looking to go further this year. What does this mean to you?
This means so much to me. I mean, I just want to come out here for my team, play the hardest I can. I'm a captain, so I want to be a leader. I want to show them that, we can win. Even if we don't play that well in the first half a little bit, we can still win. We're a good team. We stay composed, and I really hope we can just make it all the way.
Knowing that you're a captain, knowing that you're a leader, knowing that you're an All-American, what do you expect out of your team, first of all, and out of you personally, knowing it's your last year?
I expect a lot out of my team. I hope we can make it to nationals, make it to the national championship, but overall, I just want them to play the best they can, and I want them to just keep playing.
Well, great strike. That tells you that, cliche, if you keep taking shots, one will happen. Tremendous shot. You got to win for your team. Enjoy it. Jeff, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eddie. Jamie Perello, the sophomore out of Boca Raton, Florida, the star of the game. She has the game winner, her 5th goal of the season, to beat Navarro College 2-1 in overtime. Congrats to Jeff Carr as well. I believe his 50th win at the helm of Eastern Florida State College as they improve to 6-0 on the season. From our partner Eddie Rodriguez, our producer Brian Foster, and our entire WEFS TV crew, I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long from Melbourne. The Titans will remember this one, 2-1 in overtime. Good night.
Stay tuned now for our regularly scheduled show already in progress.